Welcome to yoga. If you've been here before, you know what to do. Just start sitting back, slowing down the breath, making it a little longer, a little smoother. Just start to breathe. And if you haven't been here before, I'll just say a couple of things before we start. One is, the most important one is it's not Simon Says. So anything that I do, you don't have to do it exactly. So if I say, inhale, open your arms out, and you can do this, absolutely fine. If you can go wider, be my guest. But just work with what works for your body because we're all different. The second thing is this is a breath-based yoga. Everything coordinates with the breath. Inhale, feel how the torso rises, feel how the shoulders open. Let the arms come out with that momentum. And as you exhale and feel the torso and the shoulders sinking back in, let your arms follow that momentum. So we'll do a lot of breathing to start. You'll get the hang of it. And if you're like me, you've been really enjoying the conference today and you've been sitting a lot. So let's see if we can counterpose away some of that sitting so you can keep on sitting tonight to watch trivia night or whatever classes you have. So we'll start with just bringing the hands to the top of the chest, and we'll just do what I was just doing. Inhale, take a nice, deep, good inhale. Feel the torso lift. Allow the hands to open out wherever they will. And on the exhale, feel the torso sinking in and the hands come back effortlessly. So just keep going at the pace of breath. You want to have a nice breath. You don't want to, exhaust yourself, but just make that breath a little longer, smoother, silkier. Notice how the exhale is longer than the inhale. And just start to settle in, settle down, and breathe. Get used to coordinating the breath with the movement. And if you feel like it, go ahead and expand your wingspan. Just make sure that you're working with the breath. And we'll just enjoy breathing here because we don't often get time to just breathe. And also, as you breathe, besides bringing in more oxygen, stimulating the circulation, you're also working the muscles of the lungs, the rib cage. So we're getting some internal work done here as well as external. And internal also means your emotional, psychological. By regulating the breath and making the movement smooth and easy, you're calming yourself, accessing that parasympathetic side of the nervous system, which is what we use when we weave or spin or read a book that we enjoy. Let's get into that side of the nervous system. As the breath is, so is your mind, right? We know that. We say things like, sit down and breathe when someone's excited or overwrought. So here we are. We're just breathing. So we'll take one more breath. And the next time that the hands come back in, allow them to go from the chest down to the lap. At your own time, no rush. And keep the breath nice and long and silky, but not too much. Find that harmony. Find that harmony where you're breathing nicely, not too deep, but not too shallow. And now change the breath so that you're breathing into the chest. Feel the chest lift. Feel how it sinks on the exhalation. Now change the breath so that you're breathing into the sides of the rib cage. So you have to think a little bit with that one. and work with it. If you have trouble doing that, just bring the hands here to the side of the rib cage. And as you inhale, you'll notice, oh yeah, they expand. And the rib cage drops down a lot as well. I call this the east-west breath. So just keep filling up the sides of the rib cage and notice the nice sinking feeling as the rib cage goes back down on the exhalation. And then change the breath so that you're breathing into the back of the rib cage. And that again is a little unusual, but keep the breath slow and long and see if you can maybe close your eyes and feel how when you take a nice long breath, you can feel the back ribs expanding. Because we always think of the rib cage at the front of the body, but the ribs go all the way around and connect to your vertebrae. So just feel how when you inhale, the shoulder blades separate from each other. The back ribs spread and lift a little. And then make your breath 360 degrees. So every inhale, imagine you're expanding the rib cage out, front, side, and back. And as you exhale down, it all folds back in. Sometimes I think of this as a balloon widening out and then losing a bit of air. Or someone explained to me the universe expanding is like a balloon filling up with air. So let's expand our universe. And maybe you find a little pause at the top of the inhalation. Just dwell there for a second in peace. Slow exhalation back down. So on your next exhalation, just go back to a natural breath. And then interlace the fingers with each other and just turn the palms outwards into the lap. And with every exhale, let the fingers deepen the stretch. So you may need to slide them out a little forward. Be careful of your shoulders. Pull the arms in a bit. Sometimes it helps to close the eyes and you can see the body better with the eyes closed. But just breathe gently, and with every exhale, ungrip the body, letting the fingers sink a little more into the stretch. And then on an inhale, release the fingers. And then we're going to interlace them again, but we'll just switch them over by one finger so that you're in the sort of awkward position. Again, turn them out. Feels a bit awkward. And then close your eyes if you feel comfortable doing that, and just use your exhalations to ungrip everything and let the fingers sink a little deeper into that stretch. Maybe you want to exhale and release yourself into the back of the chair a bit, and that gives you a little more stretch through the wrists. Every exhale, ungrip the shoulders, let the fingers go into the pose. And on your next inhalation, go ahead and release the fingers. And then what we're going to do is take the hands And place the back of the hands behind your back. So that can be low down. You could be resting them even on the chair, or you could take them as high up as you like, whatever feels comfortable. And here, all you're going to do is just simply take a nice deep inhale. Exhale, let the chin fall to the chest. Close your eyes and then inhale, raise the chin, lift the gaze with the eyes closed. So you're looking up towards the ceiling. And on the exhalation, just let the chin sink back down to the chest. And keep going at your own pace. Every inhale, long, smooth, chin lifting, gaze rising up to the ceiling, but keep the eyes closed. And on the exhale, just practice relaxing the body, letting the chin go back down towards the chest. And just keep going at your own pace of breath. And maybe you find that pause for a second at the top of the inhale, just a little second of peace there. And maybe you find that as you inhale, you're able to really fill and broaden the chest, that there's more breath than when we started. And maybe you can feel muscles stretching in the front that you didn't think stretched, like around the throat, through the chest. And then, of course, we're giving our shoulders and wrists a bit of a stretch by being in this position. So the next time that the chin comes down towards the chest, just let it stay there. No rush. And then you can release the hands when you get down there. Allow the hands to come back towards the front of the body, onto the legs. And then on an inhale, very gently allow the head to rise back up to center and the eyes to open. And now we'll take a bit of a wide-legged twist. If you were with me this morning, we did twists, but not the wide-legged. So just take the legs out wider than you would normally sit. Doesn't have to be super wide, just wide. And then take one hand and put it over to the opposite leg, and the remaining hand just tucks behind you, or it can hold the chair. Take an inhale, let the chest and body rise. Exhale, go into that twist with a downward gaze. Look downwards. And then just let the exhalations allow you to soften and go into the pose. So your focus is on the exhales, softening the body with every exhale, but staying in the pose. Keeping the breath long and smooth and silky. Noticing on an exhale if there's a little bit more space, room in the pose, maybe even a little more twist comes. And to come out of the pose on your next exhale, just allow the body to entirely soften, and you'll notice that you come back to center because the body's always going back to center, always looking for harmony. So then we'll just do the other side by taking the other hand to the opposite leg, and the remaining hand again tucks behind you or can hold on to the chair. And we always start with a nice rising inhalation. Exhale, just let yourself naturally go into that twist with a downward gaze, looking downwards. And then make sure the breath stays nice and long, easeful, smooth, and silky. Work with your breath in the same way that you would spin a yarn or sew stitches. Go with something smooth and controlled, something that you're able to work with. and make perfect. Well, actually, there's no perfect, is there? But we can try. Notice on the exhales if a little more twist is coming, or if you just feel a bit more at ease in the pose. And to come out, again, just soften the body on an exhalation, and without trying, you will come back to center. And then we can bring the legs in a little bit, but still keep them hip width apart. And you might want to move so that you're in the center of your chair. And then take hold of the back of the chair. And we're going to do some camel pose here. So we take an inhale, lift the chest and chin. And then on the exhalation, let yourself just simply float down like a feather in the air. Chin coming down to the chest. And again, with every inhale, fill the chest, chin lifts, gaze rises. With every exhalation, just let yourself float back down. And just keep moving at your own pace of breath. If you like, you can stay up and breathe for a breath or two in that upward position before on the exhale letting yourself float back down, but it's up to you. You can just keep doing it in this dynamic fashion. Every inhale lifts the chest, chin, and gaze. Every exhale, you simply soften the body and float back to where we started. So we'll do one more. Or if you're hanging out there up in the back bend, you can just simply exhale and come down. Because this is actually a back bend. It's a very supported back bend. And when you get back down, go ahead and let go of the chair. Allow your head to come up to center. No rush. So now we're going to do pigeon pose, which we did this morning if you were with me, but we'll do it a slightly different way now. So this is the one where you just cross one knee over the other. And then you hold on to the shin and you just drag the leg up towards you. So that could be just here, which is fine, or you could be one of those people that can bring the ankle all the way onto the knee. Up to you, but the important part is that the foot that's on the floor has the ankle directly under the knee, because that's your foundation for the pose. So here with pigeon, we're going to keep, actually let's roll the ankle because the poor ankles have been sitting there all day in one position probably. So just go ahead and roll your ankle one way and then roll it the other way and just keep changing the revolution of the ankle. And you can do it with the breath if you like, where you inhale, rolling it one way, exhale, rolling it the other way. And just keep on rolling the ankle, getting the circulation going, getting the lymphatic fluid pumping, letting the muscles of the leg and foot get some work. And notice how as we do it for a longer time than you normally would roll your ankle, you start to feel it. I can feel a lot of circulation and muscle movement. Starting to get tired actually, right? Let's stop rolling the ankle. So we're holding on to the shin. We've got the ankle under the knee for the foot that's on the floor. Take a nice deep filling rising breath. Exhale, move forward, keeping the gaze level. And then the inhale will just bring you back up smoothly and evenly. And again, we're looking for that smooth breath. Every exhale, moving forward, keep the gaze level so you have a straight spine. And then the inhale floats you back up to center. And we'll just get that nice movement happening. Feel how things are loosening up. And you can always adjust how far forward you go. But really, if you're doing it on that nice exhalation, just like a yawn, it kind of doesn't let you go too far. Lose yourself in the breath. And the next time that you exhale forward, just stay there and breathe. I like to close my eyes here. You may need to back it off a little bit, but find that Goldilocks spot where you are just feeling the stretch and enjoying it, but not too much. So again, adjust where you are, keep the gaze level, and breathe. And notice how, when you inhale, the body naturally bobs up a little. And when you exhale, the body bobs down a little, so that it's a little bit like waves lapping on a shore. Every inhale, you naturally rise a little bit. Every exhale, you sink a little bit. And just keep going here. Lose yourself in that breath. With the eyes closed, you see the body better. And then as you exhale, just ungrip anything that seems like it's gripping. Maybe it's the elbows. Maybe it's the shoulders. Maybe it's the hinge of the jaw. Maybe you can exhale and deflate the cheeks. Maybe you can, on an exhale, soften the ears. Maybe one of the feet is gripping. Let it relax. And then on an inhale, start to allow yourself to slowly, slowly, slowly come back up to center. No rush. And when you get up there, go ahead and slide that knee back over the knee. And that allows you to release the foot to the floor safely and evenly. And then, of course, again, no rush, but just bear in mind we have to do the other side, right? So for that, we take the other leg, knee over knee, and you hold on to the shin and drag it up towards yourself, just to where you think that's enough. That might be here, or that might be here, or you might be all the way ankle on the knee with a nice perpendicular leg. It's up to how your body works. And then let's roll that ankle, roll it one way, reverse the ankle, roll it the other way. Again, if you like, you can time it with the breath, rolling it one way on an inhale, the other way on the exhale. And think about our feet all day. Even if you're sitting, they're locked in position. When you're standing, they're locked in position. A lot of people have trouble with their ankles. And it's because we don't give them as much movement as the rest of the body, right? So let's always remind ourselves to take a break once in a while and do this ankle rolling. And notice how we've been doing it for a while and you may be feeling it. All those muscles are getting a workout. So let's stop the ankle roll, hold on to the shin. Again, making sure that the foot that's on the floor has the ankle directly below the knee. That's your foundation. Take a nice inhale, body rising. Exhale, move forward. Gaze level. Inhale, back up. Excuse me, I'll take water. Keep on going. Back and forth. And the next time that you go forward, just stay there and breathe. Notice the inhale, slightly bobbing the body upwards. Feel how things sink on the exhalation. And then use the exhale to ungrip anything that might be gripping. Exhale, let the ears release from the side of the head. Exhale, soften the hinges of your jaw. Let them go. Exhale, relax the lower back, but keep the gaze level. Exhale, soften the shoulder blades. And on the exhale, soften the back of the neck and the back of the head. Let them release. And on an inhalation, start to allow yourself to come slowly back up to center. No rush. And when you get there, go ahead and allow the knee to go back over the other knee, and that lets you release the foot to the floor. And when you get there, just settle back in your chair and bring the middle finger and the index finger up to the temples and just circle them there without any pressure. And then reverse the circle. And reverse it again. And reverse it one more time. Drag the fingers on an exhale down to the hinge of the jaw and circle there. Circle the hinges of the jaw one way and then the other. No pressure. And on an exhale, drag the fingers down along the jaw to the chin. And use an inhale to push them back up to the hinges of the jaw. And keep going every exhale down to the hinge of the chin. And every inhale up to the hinges. And the next time that you inhale up to the hinges of the jaw, use your thumb and index finger to take hold of the tops of your ears. Squeeze the edges of your ears and pull, and work your way down the edges of the ears, squeezing and pulling, squeezing and pulling, squeezing and pulling. And when you get to the earlobes, give them an extra long squeeze and pull, and then release the hands down to the lap. Again, no rush. And I always like to leave with a quote. So today's quote is from Henry David Thoreau, the American philosopher. It's not what you look at that matters, it's what you see. Thanks for joining me for yoga, and maybe I'll see you tomorrow morning for the last session. Have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.